Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, I am Kathleen Harvey, and I am going to do my morning face with you this morning. So welcome to the group today. All right, so first things first, take off my glasses, turn on my makeup mirror. If you don't have a lighted makeup mirror, I'm going to encourage you to get one. My mom got me one. My moms are so great. They just, that's those of you who have young girls who you're training and teaching. I just want to encourage you to teach them the amazing gift that God has given us in our skin, and what the inner beauty is and the outer beauty can. Good morning, Jody McKenna. What the outer beauty can really, how it can encourage your inner beauty. And so my moms taught me really good skincare from when I was younger. And I really feel like that's played into my adulthood about how I feel about myself. I had horrible acne as a teenager, and this was before we knew anything about natural products at all. So I feel like we have such a gift in Young Living and an ability, honestly, to change young women's lives in particular. So anyway, teach your girls good skincare. That being said, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what my morning face routine, evening face routine looks like. So if you are just new to Young Living, I would highly encourage the Art skincare line. You have heard some of us talk about it. It is the cleanser, this is the toner, and this is the light moisturizer. Those three products are really like base. And if you are just starting and you don't know about Essential Rewards yet, get with the person that introduced you to Young Living or talk to one of us here. It is basically a gift. So this skincare line is like, I should have looked it up. It's like $109, I think, or $106 a month. So you can get all three of those products, be done. All right. That's where I started. I still use this cleanser at night in particular. You can use it. I've used it twice a day for a long time, but just recently I started to use the Satin Facial Scrub, Mint Satin Facial Scrub. And I am not a huge, love the feel of peppermint on my face, on my body. But somebody encouraged me to try this because, well, I'd heard of a lot of Young Living people loving it. And I decided, you know what, it's finally time. I just need to try it. Her teenage daughter, one of my downlines, her teenage daughter has used it, and her pediatrician complimented her skin as a teenager, saying how good it had looked. So I started using it for my teen boy as well. But after I use whatever it is, whether it's this cleanser, whether it's the facial scrub or this cleanser, I have found I keep one in my shower and one by my sink. So as you empty a container, you can maximize your time. But after I cleanse, I tone, and I use a toner. If you've never used skincare before, just find a friend that has. Seriously, because we could do I get little cotton squares, and then I just wipe on throughout my skin and get extra dirt off or close the pores. And you've heard all of us talk about this. I am not going to be any different. The Art Renewal Serum, to me, is really one of my favorite products. It's just a super thin gel. I mean, I need like that much. It goes a long way. So I know you might look at the price and think, I'm not going to be able to get that. Trust me, people, you want it. Like, it smells like orchids on your face, like exploding on your face. It's beautiful. Okay, then when it comes to moisturizer, I use two different moisturizers. Well, three. Yeah, about three. Shirley LeMay, you've heard a lot of us talk about this. Or I use the Art Intensive Moisturizer. I like both of these. This one I tend to use during the morning, and this one I tend to use at night, but you really can mix them up. This one's a little bit thicker, the intensive moisturizer. So everybody, that's the biggest thing that I want to say is we are all so different. But let me show you this Art Intensive Moisturizer. Like, has this cool pump, and so you can get it out that way. I'm not going to waste any of my product. But again, these moisturizers are all amazing. Oh, what I was starting to say is that your skin, I can tell you, like, this is what I use and I love it, but your skin is different than mine. And so I really want you to learn to listen to what you need when you need it. And I think that sometimes we count on other people's opinions to determine what we need when God's given you wisdom to know what you need. Okay. The other product I really, really like is the Wolfberry Eye Cream. I mean, seriously, you need about that much. And I use it not only on my eyes, but I use it on my smile lines as well. Okay, or my smile wrinkles is what I call them. And trust me, I'm coming close to 50. The smile wrinkles are showing up more. And so I just want, you guys, I'm sorry, I cannot totally see your comments. So I will come back to your comments and try and add my feedback. Okay, that is primarily, one more thing. The Art Beauty Mask. That's a nice little glow there. I'm not gonna take it out and apply it because this is makeup more so than skincare. If you haven't tried it, I would encourage you to buy a box. If you need to split it between 4 of you, do that, because this as well is one of my favorite products. The mask, I know it doesn't say that on the label, but I reuse it like 2 or 3 times. It has so much essential oils on it that I can't just throw it away after one time. I'm sure that that's probably not the right thing to do, but I don't care because that's what I do. And I just put it in a Ziploc bag or seal it somehow so that you have to use it quickly, like it's moisture. And so anyway, it's been exposed to the air. Okay, let's talk makeup. I want you guys at the end, if you feel so compelled, to like take a picture of how you have your makeup. I think as women, Jody talked about it a lot. Like, you know, we think that our story is like abnormal from everybody else's, but you know what? We all struggle with different things, and we are here on this earth to help each other out and to figure things out together. It is not to, I'm going off on my little, it's not to like compare ourselves. Like, oh, she's got the perfect face and she knows how to put on her makeup. And you know what? Sometimes we just have to humble ourselves and say, how in the world do you set up your makeup? How do you put your oils together? And how do you do this? And most of us, we don't do it right. Is it right? Is there a right way? No. That's because we're all gifted in different areas. And if we keep sharing our gifts with each other, that's how we learn. It's so cool. Okay. All right. I'll go on. So the key that I have found with Mineral Foundation, and a lot of us have already said this, is moisture. You have to have moisture on your face. As I like the light moisturizer, right? So after I get ready in the morning, I was also starting to tell you this. After I do my face, you will see, like for me, my skin is super pale and I have more redness in my skin tone. So because of my acne for years, I have scarring. It's gotten so much better since using Young Living, so much better. So, but I'll do my skincare and I'm not always ready to do my makeup right away. So I will use a little bit more moisturizer and I'll just leave it right by my product or by my makeup. Okay. And when you apply by your eyes, I forgot I put mascara on. I meant to tell you guys that. And when you apply by your eyes, you don't want to pull. You want to do as best you can, because you'll see, like, I've got like nice little lids that like to droop, but that's, you know what, that's how I'm gifted. Oh, and also I'm going to tell you something else because I can do this today. There's this author, her name is Naomi Tickle, and she talks about how our eyes are different and different sizes. And I've always been really critical of like one eye is smaller than the other. Almost all of us have one eye smaller than the other. And it's because part of it is if I remember right, part of it is your work and part of it, like your career, and part of it is your personal life. It's really amazing. Okay, so what I do when I do my Savvy, I'm using Cool One today. I put about that much in. I love the foundation brush, love the brushes from Young Living. The case, I've never been a brush snob. I'm now a Savvy Minerals brush lover because these, like, I would have brushes all the time that would leave little brush strokes, what am I trying to think of, guys? The bristles on my face. I did not like that. So I am using Cool One, like I said, and I will tell you that I have used Cool 3 most of the time. And now I have flipped between Cool 1 and Cool 2 here in the winter time. I found it doesn't matter a whole bunch what color you choose. So those of you who are trying to still figure out what color do I get, just get one. Just get one, because if it's the wrong color, then talk to one of your friends and ask them to borrow some of theirs, or get another one. Get two. You guys, I'm serious. Budget, like, use your Essential Rewards points. All right, I'm also going to show you, I have found that I use a spray bottle of water to wet my foundation brush, to wet all my brushes, honestly, because I love the misting spray, but my skin, it doesn't love it. And so I want to encourage those of you, this is what I'm talking about. Listen to your body. So does it mean that there's something wrong with the product? No, but it means that my body might be detoxing from that product. It might be reacting to something in that product because of my eating habits. It may be, my guess is that I have lots of toxins that are still in, I'm not going to claim that, I shouldn't even say it, but I had very serious, like I said, serious acne, used topical application, I took internal medication, everything, okay? So my face has been through it. And I just think there's certain products, my skin will turn super red. Now, that being said, when I use Young Living products, my skin will still, because it is sensitive, because it is pale, it will turn red, but the redness goes away. And it doesn't itch and burn, it's just a little red. So don't freak out, but listen to your body. All right, and take a break from it and then come back and try it again. Don't like throw it away, don't return it. Use it. Trust me, you guys. Okay. Now, so you see, I put my foundation on. Yes. The other thing I like to do right towards the beginning is I put my lipstick on, because usually my lips are dry. So I will either use the lipstick or my lip balm, which I keep right by here. I like the Vanilla Mint. It's my favorite. I'm not going to tell you all it's my favorite because at Christmas time, I buy a lot of them. This is Wish. It doesn't, I never used to buy lipstick that was pale like this. I just didn't do it. And I found that I really like it. So trying new things, yes. And then I don't always put my lip gloss on at this point because the minerals are going to attach to it. But I'm going to show you another trick. This is Abundant that I'm using lip gloss. I eventually found that I needed at least 2 lip glosses upstairs and 2 lipsticks upstairs so that I could fully get ready if I chose to. next thing that I do is my eyebrows. So my eyebrows have been a bit of, let's just say it's the thing that I want to work on the most. Oh, and like I alluded to at the beginning of this video, this is not 5 minutes. I don't put my makeup on in 5 minutes. That would be ideal. I put a full face on, and so I usually do more than 5 minutes. But my kids are older now, and I can. So those of you new mamas, young mamas, kids of young kids, moms of young kids, I just give you full credit. And those of you who are homeschooling and all those things, yeah, I could never do that. Okay, I could if I was called to. This is a towel. Use a washcloth or a towel, like a hand towel, throw it on your lap. That's one tip that I have for you. The other tip is grab a Kleenex, or my mom, Ruth, uses a great like microfiber towel and puts it down on her countertop. I just use a Kleenex. So I grab a Kleenex. I also have like my Seedlings wipes close by, because at the end I use a wipe to wipe things off. Oh, and Jessica Jacobs, super good tip. Why have I never thought about using the baby wipes to wet my brushes? I am totally going to try that. Okay, so I have a Kleenex down, and I'm going to show you my setup here at the end. Yeah, I'll show you at the end. So this is a brush that I have been using for my eyebrows. Really doesn't matter. Young Living, my favorite brush, which I'll show you in a while, is this two-tipped, what do they call it? Eyeliner brush. So you can absolutely use this kind of a slanted brush for your eyebrows. Nicole Perez, I love you for showing me this. And this is why I am doing this video, is because there's just times where you're learning little tips from people and changes your life. So I barely wet my brush. Oh, this is probably one of the coolest things, but a lot of us have talked about it. I bought these just tiny little containers off of Amazon. They have different sizes. So like you can buy a bigger white one, and I have made my own brow blend. I have done that by using Multitasker, the brown, and then mixing it with my foundation color to the point that I have come up with my own color. Now, when it runs out, I have to redo it, and I don't really have like a formula, so it's always a little different, but you know what? That's okay, because my hair is always a little different. So I do spray my brush. I don't spray close. But I do just get it just barely wet. And what Nicole, if you haven't seen Nicole Perez's video, it wasn't in this group. I don't know if she's doing it again in this group, but this is the synopsis of it. Okay, so she taught me, you take your brush by your nose and then you draw a line up, all right at the edge. That's where your eyebrows should start. If they don't, pretend that they do. Then you go in the middle of your eye, do the same thing. And then towards the outside, that's where it should end. Okay? So I've gotten good enough that I know where it should end now. And so I take that high part and go down. See, it's a little dry. And then I take this part and I just fill it in. And what Nicole taught me is that you basically are making your eyebrow. And I always thought everybody had like such good eyebrows. And I used what did I use? Like an eyebrow pencil for a while, or I eventually just used eyeshadow, anyway, you make that corner spot. And if it looks too fake, you just wipe it off. Just wipe off that part. Now, this was probably the part that I had to practice the most. And what I would say about mineral makeup is I used mineral foundation prior to Young Living, but it never stayed well. So the foundation part was decent, but I never knew about the moisturizer, like I said before. And that's made a huge difference. But the biggest difference has been my eyeshadow has really stayed. And I believe that's because of the moisture, as well as this is just a good product. Like Melissa Pepping and Young Living have put together such a good product for us that there's really no wrong way to do it. The other amazing thing that I feel about these products is, like, you cannot go wrong. So they're messy at first, though. And so if you're new to minerals, at least at the beginning, I remember saying, how in the world am I going to clean up this mess every day? This is too much time. And it has gotten better. So if you feel that way now and you're just starting, please, please keep practicing, because it does get faster and it does get a lot easier. But the fun thing is that you get to experiment with, like, the eyeshadows could become your lipstick. Your blush can become your eyeshadow. It's just because it has a name on it doesn't mean that that's how you have to use it. All right, I am going to show you, since a lot of us have shown you the ones that I use, I'm going to go out of the box a bit. Well, sort of. So there is still a holiday collection at Young in our product guide that I absolutely love. It has 4 colors that I like, all 4 colors, and the lip gloss has a light in it. It's just a good kit. But I really, really like the colors. So I'm going to show you that. This one is called Cashmere. One of the tips that I do is I will turn my makeup upside down like this in my tray that I'll show you here. So if I know I'm going to use it tomorrow, then it just saves me a step, and then I dump a little bit out and I'm ready to go. I almost always, not always, sometimes I dip my brush in dry and then spray it. Other times I spray it first and then dip my brush. It doesn't matter. See, that's what I mean. Like, it's really forgiving. So I put mascara on so I didn't have to do it at the end. I don't normally put mascara on first. So I do my eyebrows in case there's fallout. Then fallout just means like little pieces of the eyeshadow or the eyebrow. It's still eyeshadow. Multitasker isn't everything. And I just put this all over my lid. So this is Cashmere. Just get the holiday collection. You'll be glad you did. Honest. All right. Cashmere lid goes back on, and then I put it back in my little set. All right. After that, what do I do? This is a great brush too. Everybody has kind of talked. I think this came in my holiday collection, if I remember right. Did it? Yeah. Eyeshadow. Has 2 ends. It's smart. I tend to use the same brush for the same colors. So my light colors go on one brush, just something that I've decided to do over time. All right, what do I do next? I think I usually do, all right, I'm going to do the purple. So this is diffused. Yes. And this one I may tend to just do dry. And I just tap a little bit off. I don't do this like tap. That takes too much time. I just like tap. And then because I have my Kleenex right there, that's what I tap on. Now, granted, I guess I'm probably wasting some of it. Now, I tend to just put a little on the top. I have like nice, squinty, small eyes. I have to laugh that I'm like doing a video on makeup. I taught about Savvy Minerals at a Young Living event, and I really got a kick out of that because people tried to get me to sell makeup a long time ago. It was a family. I love my family because they thought I could do it. And I was like, yeah, I really have no desire to teach about makeup. That's just not my thing. Now look, we're teaching about makeup. But you know what? I do really feel strongly about our inward beauty and our outward beauty and how important it is to who we are. So I love looking pretty. That's I need all the help I can get. All right, so that's a little purple diffused. Yes. The other color I like to use a lot of is the black, and it's called Midnight. It's in the Christmas collection. And this, even with my pale skin, is one of my favorite colors. Now, I'm using the same brush. I think I saw Erin do this yesterday. I'm using the same brush for both dark colors. I've found it works absolutely fine. You don't have to rinse it off in between. It's no big deal. I'm getting phone calls. I guess I should have put my do not disturb sign on. And I do a little V. So this part can get, see, that's not crazy dark, is it? But if I want it darker, I just wet it. And that to me is also the nice thing about these colors, is you really have 2 to 3, if not 4 colors in one, because of the way that you can layer it and wet it and make it amazing. Okay. Nothing too exciting. But where the excitement comes in my opinion, and hey, I take my brush and I wipe it off on my Kleenex right there just to get a quick clean. Melissa Pepping has a good video on cleaning brushes and such forth in her Savvy Mess group. All right. Well, let me do this part first. So Wanderlust is one of my favorites. Now, I want to show you a little tip I've learned. So I'm at the end of this, like end. And so I lifted off the lid because I could tell there was still more in there to get the very end of it. And then I wet this brush. Well, it kind of depends what I have on, but Wanderlust, if it's wet enough, can look blue. Seriously. So I put this just in the very corner of my lids. Sometimes I have to re-wet it. But it's a lot more. I was a matte eyeshadow girl before Savvy Minerals. So again, that was another huge transition for me, like all the sparkly stuff. And honestly, I think as I've used it, it feels a lot less sparkly than when I first started. Now, the other thing that I do, well, I do it a couple of times. So sometimes when you do a corner color like that, it'll fall out. So I just take my blending brush and I brush under my eyes real quick. Then this is my favorite part. So I remember messaging Melissa Pepping. Melissa's probably gotten so many messages from us. Thanks, Melissa. And I was like, you know what? I've used an eye pencil all this time. I don't know if I can get to a liquid eyeliner. And I have, and I love it now. I love it. And this is my tip. So I take the cap of the misting spray, or whatever you have, a cap, thieves spray, something, set it by where I get ready, and then I dip my brush in the water, and the jet setter I've put in another small container. And you can see there, it's dry, okay? It's dry. But I wet it just almost, basically you're gonna learn the consistency. Like paint as a kid. It's just painting as an adult, basically. So I use just enough to get it wet. And the nice thing is I don't put a ton in here. I just put enough for like, I don't know, a week and a half. And then I wipe it out and start over. So the bacteria doesn't mount. All right. So this is where, like, Vanessa Romero, you are my eyeliner queen. And I remember watching her do it with the liquid at the very beginning when we first got savvy. And I thought, I can do that. I can do that. Thanks to this brush, I really can. You can make it thick. You can keep it thin. Blending it with the other end here is an option. I think I got a little too much here. I don't start all the way down, but again, like, play with it and see what you like. I do just a little wing right here, but my biggest thing was I like to cry in a good way. And so I was concerned about this turning into just a mess. And, you know, honestly, what I tend to do a lot is I'll just take this probably still has some of my black, and I will go down like that and then use a Q-tip and just kind of clean it up. Q-tips are your friend. That's the other thing. So I don't tend to blend this like with my brush most days, but some days I do. Lately I have. What else? Okay, here's the other thing. With my blending brush, at this point, I blend from the light side to my dark, because you don't want, and then I flip my brush over and I do the exact same thing here, because I try not to get big old lines. I think sometimes I still have lines, but nobody's come up to me and said, hey, Kathleen, you have really bad lines. So, blending brush, eyeshadow brush. Okay, then I never used to wear contour. I never did that. So this is a new thing for me, so I've had to learn. If you haven't learned yet, there's this 3 example. Oh, by the way, if you have not seen the Savvy Minerals starter kits yet, it has a great book in there, you guys, and it shows you how to contour in there, and it shows you how to apply your makeup and all kinds of good stuff. So, Summer Loved, this is what I've been using. I just use an old blush brush, and I don't even go in order. I just go here, kind of right under my cheekbone. It's supposed to, I think you're supposed to go like that. Anyway, I do a little under here, and then I do some up here and here. It's supposed to make the letter 3, or the number 3, but I don't really. That's not my gifting, okay? So realize your limitations. I'm glad to see that there's a lot of other women who feel that same way on these videos. All right, then I like smashing. I also like I Do Believe You're Blushing, because pinks look good on me. And I have found that these colors look good on everybody. So I do spray my brush, because I have found this makeup stays all day. All day. That's how much blush I use. And I literally just go right on the apple and then a little bit up. Not like you have a little apple. Isn't that a funny word? Why is it called the apple of your cheek? The apple of my eye? You're the apple of my eye. God says we're the apple of his eye. All right. Then, here's my other tip. I like this brush. I know it is for the veil. It says on there. I blend my contour and my blush in a little bit with this, because it feels amazing, this brush. Somebody else said that. It's like butter on your face. Okay, the veil was one thing I really did not think I would buy. But being a leader and all, you got to buy everything, because we've had classes. So what I've learned is that it helps soak up the oil on your skin. So get it, like use it. Tip it over, only use what is in the lid. Genius. I don't wet it. I use an old brush. So you can use your pretty veil brush. That's fine. But I literally like brush up, down, over. That's it. Make sure you don't have a line. I'm not always real good at that either. But just a little bit, and it soaks up any kind of oily, greasy junk. Blush. I think I'm done. Oh, okay. I was going to show you one other thing. It's hard to tell when you're in a camera like this. So, Nicole Perez, again, makeup guru. She doesn't know that I call her that, and she doesn't even know. She's going to learn if she watches this video. Somebody tag her in this. Okay, so this is unscripted. One of the purples. And early on but I think it was her. I think she did it. I don't know if she did it with a brown. So this is where use rose ointment. This is my older one of rose ointment. That's what it looks like now. It doesn't matter. Or Animal Sense ointment. Or if you have lip gloss or something on, like I already do, so I really don't need the rose ointment, then you can either mix it in a container, again, like buy a container, or use some of your empty containers, and then literally tap your moist finger on that. And draw your lipstick on. You can use a brush, but I show people this in class because it just shows you the versatility. You can't talk and put lipstick on at the same time, Kathleen. See? Totally different look. And I'm going to use a baby wipe now. So it's really nice if you want a darker lipstick and we have it, okay? Like for a long time I was like, we don't have dark lipstick. This isn't going to work. It works. And then you can put on a gloss on top of that. And trust me, people, when I say I never used to wear gloss, this stuff I will never be without. I love the lip gloss. So if you have to buy like one lip product, I would get the lip gloss. I would highly encourage you to get a lipstick and the lip gloss. But that's me. All right. I think that's it, except I'm going to show you my setup because I want you guys, if you feel so inclined, to show me the way you have yours set up. I'm going to show you how much mess I have here. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is you need to clean your nose. So after you have had minerals on, it likes to go up your nose. So make sure your nose hairs are not full of foundation color. That's something not everybody's going to tell you on these videos. So here is, let's see if I can do this in the mirror. Not very well. Hold on. Hold on, let me just flip the camera around. Okay, so this is how I have my makeup. I have a pretty little, I don't know, container that I had gotten from my mother-in-law. And then this set I got off of Amazon. And this comes apart like, I don't remember if I bought that separate from these drawers, but it kind of all came. So just look on Amazon for makeup organizers. It has worked beautifully. Now, I am getting full. So, and it doesn't, like, it won't fit my brow color. That's the bad part. But take a picture of your setup. Know what you use because we want to learn. All right, you guys. Be blessed. Go have a great day. Go make somebody, go love on somebody today and just tell them, you know what? My challenge is for all of us to go tell somebody they look beautiful. Just go tell somebody. You don't have to know them. Go when you're at the store. All right. Have a good day. Bye, guys.